Welcome to our very first 3 p.m., at least on the East Coast, call, you guys. If you can't tell already, we're switching up our Wednesday calls. Instead of doing them Wednesday night, we're doing them Wednesday afternoon, but it's nighttime in the UK and in France. So this is going to give a chance for all of our UK coaches and soon to be French coaches to hop on and learn and grow their businesses too. So today we have Ashley Lasher that is going to be speaking, and she's going to be giving tips on creating forms. That's another change that we're doing, is we're going to be adding more training into our team calls, but also more actions that you get to practice all the things that we do. So I think that's all I've got. Take it away, Ash.
Awesome. I'm actually really excited to do this. I wanted to, because I feel like we always give all these tips of different things, but we never actually put it to action because we don't know how to do it. So I'm actually going to share my screen and run through. We're going to make a form together. I'm only going to make half of it because, just so you get the gist of adding things to it. But let me share my screen now. So forms, I love forms because it goes, can you guys see my screen? Yeah, okay, cool. It goes hand in hand with, working smarter, not harder. And when we have these forms, the one I actually want to create today with you guys, or to start creating, would be a health assessment form. So basically, you do your normal stuff of inviting people, and then once they say they're interested, normally we would go into having a conversation about their goals, how their eating looks, if they're active, all that. But you can just send them this form, which has, all that stuff on there plus more. And obviously the ones that fill it out and take the time to do it are the ones that are going to be the serious ones that you want to continue a conversation with. Plus, you're getting all of that information in one spot all at once, rather than having to wait for them to answer maybe a couple days to see how their eating looks, and then having to wait another couple days for them to answer if they're active or not, and then keep waiting. And that way it's all there, and that way your conversations are going quicker too. So I love having the form. So I want to quickly share that there are multiple different areas you can create forms. We have Wufoo form, wufoo.com, which I'm actually going to use today. And then there's jotform.com too, which I utilize often. I use this one more than I use Wufoo. They're both very similar. The only reason I'm using Wufoo today is because Jotform, you can only have 5 forms for free. If you want anything more, you have to pay for it. And I like to just utilize free. So I already have 5 forms in there. So I am going to utilize a Wufoo form today with you guys. But you can also do Google Forms, which I know is free as well. I do think Google Forms is still easy, but I feel like Jotform and Wufoo form is a lot easier than Google Form. And there are plenty more too if you just Google it, but these are the few that I use. So once you create your free account, how do I get rid of you guys over here? Kind of in my way. There we go. Once you create your free account, it'll look something like this. You can see I already have a couple forms already, but all you do is click on the button that says New Form. And, oh, it's telling me I have to log in. Okay, so then it'll bring something up like this. And this is where kind of people start getting confused because they don't know what to do for these forms. But it's really simple once you get in the hang of it. So that's why I wanted to go through it with you guys. Right at the top, you just want to, name it whatever you want to name it. You can click on it right there and it'll pull it up right over here. So we can just name it Health Assessment Form. Description. So right here too, it's going to show you exactly what your form is going to look like to your audience. So your description, if you want to put anything underneath it, I don't know, something like fill this out so I can get to know you and your goals more, and we will chat after. I don't know, something like that. Let's see, what else did I want to put in here? So at the top, we're probably going to want to put some basic stuff like name, email, maybe the country they live in, because we do help so many other countries now. Add a field. See, sometimes I still get confused. So these are up here. Add a field is what you want to bring back to the things that you can add in. Name, so that's what we want to add in right here. And if you click on it, like I said, it'll bring up your settings over here for each thing. For name, I want to put required. That way they have to fill it out in order to keep going on with the form. So then we'll go back to add a field. Let's see, we can do email. So that way you have their email. Again, click on it, required. Back to add a field. I want to do country they live in. Let's see, we could probably do checkbox maybe. No, I don't think I want to do a checkbox. So I think you can just click on, yep, that right there to delete it. I'm trying to think, multiple choice. Yes, let's do something like this for the country they live in. So then again, you can click on it. We'll do country you live in. And then you can add your choices. I think we just want to put the choices that we have, and then I think we can add in a choice where they can put a different country if you want to save that contact. United States. France. No, let's do Canada for now because we're not in France completely yet. Let's see. I'll do required for this. Back to add a field. And then you want to get into more of what you want to ask them. I think an important one would be, are you willing to invest in your health? For sure. Because you want to know right up front if they are willing to do that. I think that should be a required field. I think most of them really should be a required field. What are your health and fitness goals? Probably want to do maybe a paragraph text for that. Or your health and fitness goals. Required. And then I have a bunch of other questions too. That's why I said I kind of just wanted to go through making half of this with you guys. I have rate your energy levels, rate your digestive health, rate your level of confidence. That way you kind of figure out in the conversation where we switched it, where we want to help them where they're at. So if they're having problems with energy levels and they don't really want anything with fitness, you can talk about the pre-workout that we have. Or if they're having problems with snacking, you can talk about the beach bar. So that way, when you are building their share cart, when you do go through this, you can kind of resort back to these forms and you can even add on those things. So if they're starting with a package and you notice that they had problems with energy levels, you can add in pre-workout on top of their already package and just say, hey, I noticed from that form, you also said you were having problems with your energy level, so I added this in, but feel free to take it out if you want. So that's also, you know, a good way to have this for as well. Let's see. Let me just add a couple of different other ones too, so you guys get a feel for it. So we have, you know, you can have a phone number. Sometimes I have a phone number in my forms where if texting is better for them, it's really nice, or even calling. Some people like to call. If that's better, you can have that in there. And you can even put that in the description, maybe in parentheses if you prefer. Texting or calling, talking on the phone. You can add in there, you can even put not required too for that. Let's see what else we have. We have check boxes you can put in there as well if you want them to check all that apply for something. Single line text, we've already did that. Paragraph text. Those are the main ones you're going to want to utilize, are these single line text, paragraph text, name, email, phone, check boxes, and then also a multiple choice. So let me just go ahead and add maybe a couple more in. So we want to do rate your energy levels, rate your digestive health, rate your level of confidence. With a rate, I think I would probably just do, can I add numbers in here? I think you can. Let's see. I don't know, that didn't really do anything. Or I think this is a Dropbox actually. So you can do rate your energy levels. 1 being poor, 10 being awesome. That way they know what number. So you can do something like that, and you can do that for all 3 of those. What holds you back from reaching your goals? I think that would be a really good one to also add in there as well. And I would do, not a multiple choice. I would probably do a paragraph for that one. So once you get in the hang of it, you see how quick you can go with it too. Holds you back from reaching your goals. You really want to ask questions that, you know, get to know them and really dig deep of, you know, what is holding them back. Everyone has something that holds them back from reaching something that they want to do, especially when it comes to your, you know, fitness and health goals as well. What else do we have? What does an average day of eating look like for you? You can do that as a paragraph text as well. See what the, did it just pop up? So with the free plans too, it'll pop up and say you can only add a certain amount of item line. So I think this one is 10. So I forgot about that. I think that's another reason why I also started using Jotform, because I think you can add a lot more items in that. So if you do want to do a health assessment where you do have a lot more in-depth things that you're asking them, I would probably use Jotform. That way you can utilize more items on the form for free and not have to pay for a monthly thing, because I think that's silly to pay for something monthly when you can utilize the free options. So I can't add any more here, but you guys got the gist of it. I was going to put, what does an average day of eating look like for you? I would make that a required content, and then I would also do that as a paragraph text. Also, current fitness level. That's an important one too. Beginner, intermediate, advanced. That way you know also where they would be starting in their journey when you are recommending some type of you know, workout program for them. And there are many other things that you can go in detail and ask. So it's up to you how in-depth you want this form. Also for forms too, I just want to share what other types I do have for forms. I have a business mentorship application form, and that is just when I am running a new coach training. I have that. So basically it's somebody applying to be a coach on my team. Start your journey. I have that. I can actually open some of these too for you. Let's see, I'll do view form, find your fit form. It's kind of like similar to a health assessment. You can also add pictures in these too. You can add pictures. I don't think you can on Wufoo unless you actually pay for it, but Jotform, you can add pictures right at the top. You can make them different colors, the different backgrounds, different colors. And similar to the other one, name, email, where do they live? Are they currently working with a coach? What would you say is your biggest struggle on your fitness journey? What's motivating you right now to join me on this journey? Why do you want to work with me as your coach? Your phone number if you choose text over email. So something super simple, and then they can just submit it to me. I'll also share with forms. Let's see. Where you view, so when you're in your, basically your home area of your forms, with Jotform, you can click on the form, you can click more for view form, you can view your submissions, all of that. So I'll go to the submissions where you can see that, and it shows up right here. I never view them in the actual website because I have it where they get emailed to me. So as soon as somebody fills it out, it immediately emails me or it texts me, depending on what you prefer as an alert. But that way I immediately know that somebody has filled it out and I can make a note to go check it out. But you can click on that too in that area and it'll bring all this up. Also, it'll email you this exact same thing. And it'll say, hey, you had a new form submission on your business mentorship application form. So also, I wanted to show you how to do that as well. I think I forgot. I'm trying to think. I think you can do it all right over here.
In Jotform, I think you go to edit form.
Edit form?
Yeah. And then
I know it's somewhere. I haven't done it in a while. Oh, you're right.
Settings. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right. So you go to edit form, settings, and then emails, mobile notifications, all right there. And if you have like a website, you can integrate it with that. So that's all right there. And Jotform too, like I said, you can have different colors. You can put pictures in there. And I think Wufoo you can't unless you pay for it. So that's what's really nice about that. And that was literally all I had for forms. It's super simple once you start getting into it, for sure. Did anyone have any questions at all on that?
I have 4 questions, but I'll ask a couple, and then if anybody else has them. So where do you put these forms? Like, how do you actually, once you have it created, then what? Like, how do you use it?
For me, I have all of them in my Linktree link in Instagram. So in my bio and Instagram, I have my Linktree link in there, and I have majority of them on there. So that's my Linktree. Once you click into my bio on Instagram, majority of them are on there. But for like the health assessment, I think I would be sending that to them. So when you're inviting them and they say, oh yeah, I'm interested in your virtual gym, then I would send the link to that and say, all right, great. Can you please take some time to send this or fill this out so I can get to know you and your goals more? And then we'll chat within the next day. Or let me know when you fill it out. Something like that.
I like that. And I actually did have a question from someone earlier. How do you set up Linktree? Could you maybe take us through that?
Yeah. That's also really simple too. And free. If it's free, it's for us. Okay, so it's linktr.ee.com. So you just sign up, you make your free account. Shoot, I think I just changed mine too. My passwords. What is it? Hold on. I just texted my assistant my new password too. You guys got me all scared with people hacking accounts.
I have a quick question while you pull this up.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have a Google form right now, and my last question is, it's something like, how can I help you in your fitness journey? And, I'm kind of expecting them to say, like, accountability, work out with me or check in with me daily. Should I make that a paragraph, or should I make that a multiple choice?
Sorry, can you say that again? I got sidetracked for the first.
Yeah, sorry. In my current Google form, my last question is like, how can I help you in your fitness journey?
Mm-hmm.
And so, you're kind of expecting them to say either like work out with me or check in with me daily, something along those lines. So should I put that in a paragraph form, or should that just be a multiple choice question?
I think I would do a paragraph form.
Okay.
Yeah, and then who is filling this out exactly?
This would be people that are interested in joining Beachbody.
Okay. Yeah, I would do that, and then that way they can kind of share why. if they want to. 'Cause sometimes when you have a paragraph like that, I have people who literally go on a tangent because they really just want to share it all with you. They want to share their story and, you know, why they need that help or why they don't have motivation and they need motivation. So I think I would put a paragraph for sure.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I don't remember this password, and I know it was so funny too.
You might just be able to click login with Instagram.
Oh, you're pretty smart. I had all this saved on here too, and then I don't know why all my passwords didn't save all of a sudden. What are you doing, Rem? 738-962. You have to go potty. JJ, we take her potty. He goes, oh, jeez. Oh. Oh, perfect. Okay, so when you pull this up, it'll be blank once you sign up for your new account. But then all you have to do is click add new link to put your link in there. And it'll pop up like this. So you can title it, I don't know, something, and then you click right here, and then you can just copy and paste whatever link that you want that to be. And then as soon as you click this from yellow to green, it'll show up on that your app right here. So this is on the right is exactly what it looks like on your Instagram right now. So if I were to do this, actually it might not because I don't even have a link there. Not a valid link anyways. But as soon as you flip it over to green, it'll pop up right over here instantly. Here, I can kind of show you right now actually. So then we'll click edit, we'll paste it there. And then you'll see it pop up right at the top. Now, if you want to switch the placing of it, you can. You just go right here and you can drag it. Just like that. And then if you want to delete it, you just delete right here. It's very, very simple. And then also, so these are all of my links right here that I have. You can change the way that it looks as well. So you can go to settings right at the top. So mine, it's just kind of a simple black look. You can do different things and it'll show you exactly what it looks like over here. So that's why I like it. You can play around with it. You can upload a different picture, mess around, see what you like, what looks best. And I know too, this is another thing, if you want to add like a whole picture in the background or really make it your type of look, you can do the custom themes, but again, you have to pay for it to be able to do those things. But I think just using these is just simple enough. And then it'll automatically save for you. But that's it. That's how you do it. It's super simple. Just click add new link every time. Put your title in. Make sure your link is right. Put your link in. Press the green button so it automatically adds to this. And then I always just go to my Instagram and kind of just make sure it actually is, when I press on it, the actual link that I put to it, just to double check.
Cool. I like how you had also your playlist on there and like energy chug and free skincare. Like it wasn't all fitness and nutrition too.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any? I still have more questions, but does anyone else have any?
I think Coley said, do you have a sneak peek attached to your business mentorship form? No, I used to have, I don't even think I have it in there anymore because I switched it because I was doing the business mentorship this month. But I used to have a sneak peek form in there in place of that. So when they clicked on it, it was my sneak peek form of just a couple videos of me explaining what coaching is, my story, what it's done for me, what my daily workload looks like with coaching, how we make money, all that stuff in a form. So even if you wanted to do that in a form as well, That's a really good idea too, as well, to send to people. But no, my form of that is not in my business mentorship form. It's basically just an application, getting to know them and what their goals would be in this business, why they want to do this business, if they're a hard worker, things that I look for people that I would want to be on my team is kind of what is in that application.
I love that. That one of my questions, because I remember you doing the sneak peek in a form, and I was like, that's brilliant. So smart. So they don't have to wait for a webinar or like wait for a group to start. I love that. Another one, and the last question I have is, so then what? Say someone fills out your form and they answer all the questions. How do you recommend what's next? Like, do you just blurt out everything with prices? Do you not share prices? What does that look like for you?
So I usually do it all through email. So are we talking about like a health assessment?
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Okay. So I usually do it through email. So I have scripts saved in my email, in my Gmail. But my basic one, it usually is, hey, I saw that you filled out my form, ? And I'm super simple with leaving it at that, just because I don't want to blur everything out. And then usually they'll come back and be like, yeah, yada, yada, yada. And then a health assessment form, I would go into everything that they said to me. I think first I would ask if they want to chat there, or if they want to chat on Instagram or Facebook. With something like a health assessment form, I personally would bring it to Facebook or Instagram, just because I like voice messages. Because that way I can quickly just send a voice message like, hey, I saw you filled out this form. I love that, you shared this and you have, problems with motivation, not problems, but you have motivation is an issue for you. This is holding you back. I can totally relate to that. That way you can relate to them, and it's just a quicker version to say what you want to say, especially when you're talking about all that stuff, and kind of just let the conversation flow that way. And then I would go right into getting them set up like, hey, after hearing all of this stuff, I think this option would be perfect for you joining my virtual gym. Let me know if this works for you.
I love that. And then you share the cost, and then they say, yep, sign me up. And then you do the share a cart stuff.
Yeah, I always share the cost after I'm sharing the value of it and what it is, and then the cost.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I love it. I have forms, but I don't use them to their full potential at all. So I'm going to start.
I know I used to do that too. And then I realized how simple and easier it is, and how many more conversations I can have when I have these forms.
Especially for people that work full time. It's like literally your job is now to invite. If they're interested, send a form. Like no back and forth. I mean, eventually it is, but it's just so much easier to talk to so many more people. And then it comes in your inbox. So when you do plug into your Beachbody business later, they're all there for you.
Especially on Instagram too. Every so often I'll get people that will fill the form out that I've never even talked to, never heard of. So then you're getting just people coming to you from there as well, every once in a while.
Now, I think that we should address that not everyone's going to fill it out, right? So out of the number of people that say they're interested, and then you say, great, can you fill out this form? Does everybody fill it out, or what is the ratio of people that actually fill it out versus not fill it out?
I would say I haven't utilized the health assessment form, and that's why I wanted to do that one with you guys. But I've been utilizing all the rest of them, and I would say majority of people do. So I have the business mentorship, all of that. The people that are actually want to do this business and want to sign up are the ones that fill it out. The ones that don't are the ones that keep looping you around in these conversations and say they want to, but then they fall off the face of the earth and all of that. So that's why I like the forms too, because you're going to get those people that fill it out that actually want to do it. But there are some people that don't, and will, I just send a voice message to them and say, hey, if this, form, you don't have time to fill it out, I totally get it. Just let me know and we can chat through here quick. Something like that.
I like that. So you just follow up with the people who don't.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
But I don't, spend a ton of time following up with those people too. If they're not going to answer you, they're not going to answer you. But you'll find the people that will.
Mm-hmm. I'm more and more getting in that headspace of like, I don't want to be like circling back with the same people. Like the people who are ready, and like they'll fill out the form or they'll respond to you, you know.
Yes.
Love that.
I agree, but I definitely want to say that my coach, like, I was definitely one that circled around and around probably for a year before I finally like was dedicated to doing it. And my coach has made like a big impact in my fitness journey because she was consistent with me. So yes, I get what you're saying, but also for the people that do, you know, they do still circle back around with me, I'm very thankful for it because I probably wouldn't have joined Beachbody. It would have been more of like an ad, you know? And so I just want to share that.
No, I'm glad you did say that because I agree too, because I have a lot of people that I've followed up with for 3 years until they actually joined, and then they were amazing. So I think that is definitely true. I think what we really mean though is really just constantly circling back through conversations, you know, like every week. I definitely would still circle those conversations like every month or so for sure. But also don't spend a ton of time worrying about, you know, is this person going to sign up? Like I need this person to sign up or anything like that. Like they eventually will. But, you know, keep that relationship going for sure.
Amy says that would definitely save time wasting chatting. Yeah.
Yeah, the small thing for sure.
Yeah. And I agree. Follow-up list forever. It took my sister 2 years before she signed up. And I had a coach sign up who recently quit, but I invited her 4 years prior to when she actually ended up signing up. And I just kept staying connected, circling back. Even, yeah, I would say probably not monthly at that point, not monthly for 4 years. That would be annoying. But yeah. Does anyone else have any questions about forms or apparently follow-ups now that we've gotten into that?
I guess that's what I'm concerned with now is because I am such a brand new coach. I don't know, like, I guess an appropriate timing for follow-ups because some people, you know, the most like normal or popular response is I can't afford it right now. And so I'll say, you know, I understand. I'll have these coupon codes and I'll be ready whenever you are. But I don't know when's appropriate time to follow up.
So I guess it always depends, like, especially for something like that where they say they don't have the money. I always ask what their budget is. I always just say something like, totally understand. Do you have a specific budget that we can work with? Because I literally have something for everyone. So I'll say something like that because when I say that, a lot of times people are like, oh, I can only spend like 100 or so a month. And I was like, well, that's perfect because what I offer, the best package is 160. Like, could you swing that? And you get this for an entire year, this for life, like all this stuff. And they're like, oh, wow, that's super cheap. I definitely can do that. So even though they started with, I don't have the money, but then maybe you share that, it might be a totally different story. But also if they say like, I only have, you know, $30, then you can figure out something that you can sign them up, or you can say, for $10 more, I can get you 3 months of workouts, nutrition help, all of that. And you can do the 3-month bod. So there's different things. I definitely would say that. For follow-ups though, it still depends. For me, I will invite somebody and then I will put a note in my tracker to follow up with them in a week. So then when I'm going through that in a week and I see their name come across, I'll go to our messages. If they saw the message and they've never said anything back to me, I will say, hey, love. And I'll just leave it like that, like, hey. And sometimes they'll answer me back. If they don't, that's when I'll just start connecting with them on their social media, commenting on their stuff, and just really connecting with them rather than just only trying to message them.
Mm-hmm.
But also if it's still something where they're just not responding, I kind of just keep pushing it back. Like I'll follow up with them in 3 weeks. And then I'll eventually invite them again in a month or so, or even 2 months. If they're still not answering, just keep pushing it back. But also just keep inviting new people too.
Yeah.
So Beth says, I suck at keeping track with follow-ups. I write them down on a piece of paper, then lose it. I'm inconsistent with Excel sheets. Do you have any system that works best for you?
I will say that I've done a lot of things, so don't get discouraged on that. And I know Sam and a lot of other coaches will agree. I started with pen and paper. I actually still have all of my notebooks down in the basement of everyone's names. I would highlight them if I needed to follow up with them. I would star them if they signed up. Like I have all those still, but then eventually you're talking to more people, so you want, better systems in place. And I've gone through Google Streak, but currently I'm using myconnectionbuilder.com. It's 30 days free, and then I do the $5 a month option, but that's what's been working best for me. Other people, they do well with just pen and paper, but you really just have to have a system that works for you that you can be consistent with. So if pen and paper is not working for you, I would dabble with something else that will work for you to be consistent. Everyone's different.
I saw Coley said she has success with Streak. Streak is not, it is an app. It can be used as an app, but it links to your Gmail. And so it's kind of like an app within Google or within Gmail. So you can have, it's all linked right there. And you don't need their email in order for them to use it. But there's also Asana. I've never used Asana, but I hear that a lot of coaches use that. ASANA, I think. I used Excel for a long time. And then I used Google Sheets, because then Excel, you have to save it, send it to wherever you're going to be, and then use it and then save it and send it. So Google Sheets at least takes that part out of it.
Yeah, I used a lot of those too.
Yeah.
I think the reason what I like that My Connection Builder, because I log into it every day and it literally tells me who I need to follow up with or who I need to talk to more. So for me, I needed that because I also sucked with the pen and paper after a while. I also sucked at, keeping track of everyone. Like even now I'll come across people where I invited them 3 years ago and never talked to them again. So definitely finding something that works for you is definitely good for tracking.
Ashley, don't you have a code too for if somebody signs up with My Connection Builder or no?
I think so.
Let us know if you do, and I'll post it with the recording.
Yeah, I can check after and send it to you.
Okay. Cool. Any other questions, you guys? No? I'd say this was a successful 3 p.m. call.
Yeah.
We had 10 people on at one point.
Yeah, that's really good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ashley, for sharing all of that. And thank you guys for hopping on. I'll post a recording later today.
See you guys.
Bye.